Hi people, me again obviously. Moreno Ravenberg is always under as usual. Yeah, I felt like covering a spirit again, in all honesty, out of boredom. What's the time? It's 12:28 a.m. for me. I'm gonna cover a Goetic spirit. He's called Ipos or Ipos. Depends on how you want to pronounce it. In any case, Ipos. So I'm gonna pronounce it in like what I think is the original form, Ipos. Latin most likely. Or Ipos in English, it does not matter, what have you. So yeah, his description in the Goetic, he is spirit number 22, and his description says, Ipos or Ipos, the 22nd spirit is Ipos. He is an earl and a mighty prince, and appeareth in the form of an angel with a lion's head, and a goose's foot and hare's tail. He knoweth all things past, present, and to come. Oh boy. He maketh men witty and bold. He governeth 36 legions of spirits. His seal is this which thou shalt wear, blah, 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 etc., etc. So yeah, it's just the usual. People that are familiar with the Goetic or the Lesser Key of Solomon, Book 1, I don't need to say anything. So yeah, let's tackle his appearance first. He appeared in the form of an angel with a lion's head and a goose's foot and hare's tail. This is correct. Honestly, he looks like some video game boss, like... for example, one of the bosses from The Last of Us. People that play video games know what I'm talking about. Not that I play, but you know, people know The Last of Us. So yeah, he looks like a boss. It's like a concoction of horrific shapes. But obviously, he's not the only one. Let me see. Show yourself to me again. The head of a lion, body of like a fish with scales. Almost looks like scale armor, but it's like you can clearly tell that these are like the scales from a fish or some amphibian creature. Yeah, fish. The tail is not a hare. It can be a hare, but more conventionally it's a snake. I don't know what kind of snake specifically, like a sea snake of some sort. And one leg is that of a mountain goat or some kind of goat or a ram. And the other one is that of a goose or some kind of platypus-like creature. It's a goose, yeah, with like a goose's head briefly sticking out of it, you know, making goose noises or duck noises. In any case, that's what he looks like. And he told me the appearance. Oh yeah, I confirmed everything he said. Okay, so I can easily sense that yeah, everything he says is correct. Yeah, everything he says is correct. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, his appearance is essentially in the Goetic, and he says that's the shape he takes when people are like unfriendly to the extent that they want to force him and coerce him into submission and servitude, and that's the appearance he takes essentially to highlight his discontent in the way he's being treated. Typical Goetic style. People that are familiar with the Lesser Key of Solomon, the magical system where you're supposed to force spirits in a tiny circle all the while being in a magical circle, and you have to threaten them and force them into serving you and all of that. That's he says, just like his brothers and hypothetically speaking sisters. That's why a lot of these spirits from the Goetic, they take on these offensive shapes, in a matter of speaking, offensive shapes. Of offensive, obviously, me being the objective word or phrase, because I know that a couple of people will definitely be into this shit in terms of what these spirits look like. Now, his actual appearance is that of a regular looking angel, beautiful angel with, yeah, you show me again what you look like. He says nice camera, high quality, nice cell phone overall. Yeah, thanks. He looks like an angel, just typically Caucasian looking man, with the color of the zodiac sign that he aligns with or corresponds to, Virgo, so Virgo. So he's mercurial. He corresponds to 0 degrees in Virgo. While I'm at it, let me just immediately highlight that. So he has that same color. Think olive green. That's the color of Virgo in general. So yeah. And those are the color of his wings, and for the rest he wears like black, sometimes a mixture of sky blue, but that's more a reference to Gemini and Mercury, not that he has any kind of direct association with Gemini. It's just for good measure's sake, just highlighting mercurialness overall and airiness, and belong to the element air in a matter of speaking, purely within this specific narrow context, very narrow context even. But yeah, that's what he looks like. He looks nice, and yeah, just like a typical angel, honestly. I'm used to seeing these kind of guys. Black hair, a headband of the same color as Virgo. Okay, and yeah, that is how it can go. Yeah, and that's all. And yeah, that's what Ipos looks like in actuality when you just talk to him normally and in general, and approach him normally. He has no real specialty, honestly. His specialty is simply all the things that you associate with the zodiac sign Virgo, being critical of others, being critical of others. That's the whole part of he maketh men witty and bold. By witty and bold is simply meant that he makes people, he can essentially make you so sharp when it comes to, generally speaking, but specifically regarding work-related affairs and anything that you view as work. And just anything that requires criticism, to the point where you yourself can essentially teach people, or you can guide people and direct people to doing to doing a job well overall, or doing whatever they're doing well. So that's what's meant with wittiness. Essentially, mental alertness and sharpness to the point where you have a quick wit about you. You know, the word wit by definition, W-I-T. And bold simply stands for not being afraid to speak your mind, essentially being critical of others. For the rest, all the other things that Virgo is associated with, or better said the other way around, so vice versa, all the things associated with Virgo, small animals, and working conditions and circumstances, no, nothing really. He just covers everything overall, and he is exceptionally good at it based on his alignment, but not that he has any outstanding skill or quality specifically referring to and or relating to Virgo. Last but not least, the only thing that comes to mind, definitely, what he does specialize in is herbology. Essentially helping you locate herbs in nature, in mundane day-to-day places, not places that are inaccessible and far off. Mundane places, and essentially being able to craft herbs and overall medicine and anything that you might need, medicinal herbs, all of that. Okay, anything that has to do with herbology, being able to gather plants and he can teach you how to, but of course, by working with them in a serious manner, he can teach you to deal with them in such a manner that you can make the most out of it, and also hidden properties from plants and whatnot. Again, the emphasis needs to be laid on day-to-day stuff. So he says he's not going to tell you to go to some far-off location that's highly dangerous, like somewhere in the jungle or something. No, he says simple plants around people's yards, backyards, front yards, overall have hidden properties, and he can help you essentially bring out those hidden properties and make the most of them. Let me see. And that is it. I want to keep this video short. I mean, why would I not do so? Last but not least, he says he was from the Order of Angels. He's a fallen angel. He used to belong to the Order of Angels, and Michael rules over him, the Archangel Michael. Obviously, since Michael is, or at least, yeah, obviously, since Michael rules Mercury. And again, a reminder to people, Michael rules Mercury, not the Sun. Raphael rules the Sun. And that misconception is so offensive, hypothetically speaking, offensive. Yeah. And yeah, that's it in any case. Yeah, he told me he belonged to the Order of Angels, similar to Goetic. Okay, Goetic is also Virgo. That's why, but in a different way. Goetic specializes in career, like I stated in his article and his video. Ipos, again, specialty is herbology. Other than that, all other Virgo-related affairs are just neutral. And that's his appearance. That's what he looks like. What else? Let me see. What else did I have to say? Like I said, last but not least, just like I said earlier, he belongs to the Order of Angels. He's a fallen angel. Falls under Michael. And that is all. Believe me, when you see Ipos, or if you manage to see Ipos, you yourself will see that, yeah, he literally embodies, you can clearly tell that it's a Virgo spirit. He is critical, he is highly accurate, he doesn't really leave anything to chance or anything like that. He embodies essentially all, if not most, of the properties of Virgo, and that's why, or Virgo, whatever, and that's why he is so. And that you can clearly tell. I mean, any sorcerer worth his salt would be able to tell that. Yeah, this guy has to be a Virgo spirit. He has to be mercurial. Again, the exact degree is 0 degrees in Virgo. 0 has to do with mentorship and being a tutor overall. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. I don't need to say anything about that. So yeah, that's all, guys. See the thumbnail of this video if you want to see his original description from the Goetic. And his seal. I'm also going to link. I'm gonna place a link in the description of this video for people that want to see the description as well as his seal. So the same essentially image that I used. Sorry, the same image that I used as the thumbnail of this video for the thumbnail as a thumbnail for this video. The same thing, okay, in case anybody wants to use the seal or anything like that and does not manage, and by coincidence or otherwise does not have the Goetic, the book of the Goetic, the Lesser Key of Solomon, book 1 on them. And that is all. Yeah. This link is simply, initially I wasn't intending on placing this link, but it's a request from him. You see what I mean? The accurateness and the level of criticalness. Yeah. In any case, that's all. Bye.